listening to Speaking with One Voice with Rodney Payne. If you have any comments, questions, concerns, topics you'd like discussed on the show, or if you'd like to be a guest on the show, please email us at rpayne@onevoiceinc.org. That's rpayne@onevoiceinc.org. You can also search for us on Acast, Google Play, SoundCloud, and iTunes. Just look for Speaking with One Voice. Now, here's your host, Rodney Payne.
Hello, and welcome to Speaking with One Voice. I am your host, the coach, Rodney Payne, back with another episode of Speaking with One Voice. We are your leadership podcast designed to add value to you and or your leadership team. I want to thank you so much for liking our podcast, for your rating and subscribing to as we continue to grow our digital footprint in this space. We appreciate you and we need you. So please turn on your notifications on whatever platform you're on and subscribe. And if you're not already doing so, catch us on YouTube, Rodney R. Payne, our YouTube channel, at Rodney R. Payne. Subscribe so that you can get the content as soon as it's released, and you can help us to continue to maintain our space here. I want to also invite you to follow us on all of our social media platforms at Rodney R. Payne, at Rodney R. Payne. And when you're there, likes are important as well as comments. So if you'd like to hear something on the podcast, you'd like to have some information about our leadership, and plus you'll get the latest posts that we do on a daily basis to add value to you and or your leadership team. As always, I want you to put it on your calendar. As a matter of fact, go ahead and get your tickets today. It's almost here. Live2Lead Oklahoma City 2025 is happening October 9th right here in Oklahoma City. Go get your tickets, rodneyrpayne.com/Live2Lead OKC. That's live, the number 2, lead OKC, right there. rodneyrpayne.com/Live2Lead. I want you to get your tickets right now for you and or your team. We've kept this special price at $79. You're not going to beat the price for the room you're going to have. Yes, I'll be speaking. I'm talking about navigating without the compass of strategy. And I've also got the one and only John C. Maxwell. He'll be in the house. Craig Rochelle, he'll be in the house. And don't forget local talent, Danielle Adams, and she's actually gone beyond local at this point, but she'll be in the room talking about organization. So we're going to have a day full to add value to you and your leadership team, where you leave with executable strategies to help take your team and your business to the next level, which leads me to our topic for today. Today, I want to talk about how one $100 decision can save you $10,000 worth of mistakes. How one $100 decision can save you $10,000 in mistakes. What happens on this entrepreneurial journey and leadership journey is we learn through the school of hard knocks. We usually have to make the mistake or mistakes, and then we can change how we do things. But if we do some things on the front side, we can avoid those mistakes and save us countless hours as well as dollars. So I want to talk to you about this because I want you to know a few things I'm going to talk to you about today to really help you to get to that next level. And the first thing I want you to I'm really about quantification. In my book, Critical Decisions Made Easy, available on Amazon.com and other platforms, I talk about quantification. There's a cost associated with every decision or indecision that you have. So when you don't make a decision, we call that the cost of inaction. When you don't do anything, when you don't make the decision, you literally cost yourself. So you can keep doing what you've been doing, which means you'll get the results you've gotten thus far. And you'll say, well, coach, we've been growing. Growth is limited and will not stay if you don't do anything different. How you began to grow was through learning your processes, refining your processes, and knowing your business. And so growth happens. Well, when you don't do anything, what you're built on yesterday's growth will soon begin to erode. And that's where the ebbs and flows and the peaks and valleys, you sell out your inventory. And then you have a warehouse full of inventory that you can't move because you didn't do anything in between. That, my friends, is the cost of inaction. So what I want to talk about in this cost of inaction is that you have to make the critical decision to invest in your growth. Listen, you, your team, your brand, you are worth investing in so that you can get to the next level. You don't grow without investment. Yes, it's going to cost you some dollars, but when I think of investment, I think of not just my financial resources or my financial capital. I think about my people capital. I think about my time capital. And so it's important that we understand that every part of our business needs to grow. That means at some point we're going to have to add more time, at some point more energy, at some point more structure, but we have to make the decision. And so I want you to be willing to invest financially in your business, in your brand, and in your growth. So think about this. How do you grow your team if you don't have the right tools or the right strategies? The answer is very slowly, if at all. You can't grow a team when you don't have tools or you don't have strategies. And in order to get tools and strategies, what you have to do is invest. You have to take action. If you don't take action, my friends, there's no way your business can grow. So I want you to understand, when you do nothing, there's a cost that goes with that. You literally put your growth on the line. You literally put yourself in a position where growth becomes not the priority, and it's not going to happen by happenstance. If you don't have the right tools or the right strategies, you can't grow. Well, in order to have the right tools and right strategies, it requires investment. So let's just do a little math here. If you have a failure to lead effectively, what would that cost your organization? Think about it. If you don't lead effectively, you can easily cost your business $10,000 in lost productivity and or employee turnover. Think about that. When I don't do the work, I can lose the money because I don't produce, but also employee turnover. When I have employee turnover, what I have to do is I have to have the cost of what I've invested in that employee to get them to the level they are. And then I have to have the cost of talent acquisition to replace them. And if I don't have effective leadership, I'm going to have higher turnover. So isn't investing worth it when it comes to small payments up front to learn how to get things right? See, if you pay on the front end, it's cheaper and you don't have to pay nearly as much on the back end. So what I'm talking about is the cost of inaction. This is one key to how one $100 decision can save you $10,000 worth of mistakes. Secondly, I want to look at it from this perspective. Let's talk about the value of learning. The value of learning. See, the thing about growth is growth doesn't just happen. That's what John Maxwell says. It requires effort. It requires investment. It requires time. And so you want to put yourself in a learning environment, because learning is what keeps you competitive in your market space. It allows you to stay in the expert status that you have, and it always expands your opportunities. When you learn more, you can grow more. So the key for you as a leader, as an entrepreneur, my friend, is you've got to place yourself in a growth environment. In a growth environment, you have to be where you're growing. So not every environment. I hit this a few weeks back. I want to touch it again here, because not every environment is conducive to growth. I recently talked about just going to a conference. It doesn't change anything. You can waste your time going to a conference unless you maximize it and have a strategy. You want to be in an environment where growing is happening. Why? Because a growing environment or a growth environment, it shows you it's a healthy environment. And so what happens with a growth environment is you're going to have proven talent and proven strategies in a growth environment. How do we know that? Well, successful people find themselves being more successful. Why? Because number one, they're willing to invest in themselves. And number two, they're willing to always be learning, because when you're learning, you're growing. And so you have talent in the room, and now you got proven talent, and now you get the consistency of proven strategies where you can leverage the strategies in the room to help to develop your own. When you are able to look at successful models, you can replicate, learn from, take part of, you can rearrange and put it on your business. There's a lot you can do, but you have to understand that when you are in a growing environment, that makes you eligible for growth. It's more likely that you'll grow when you're in a growing environment. And understand, when I'm in that environment with these proven leaders and proven strategies, I gain invaluable insights on leadership, growth, and strategic development. There are things that you're not going to face in leadership until you have to face them. But there are others who've already faced what you're headed into because they've been at your phase of growth, your phase of revenue, your phase of development. And so being in the room, the insights you can gain from people who have already gone the path you're trying to go, they've already blazed the trail. They can help you so much in your leadership, so much in your growth, and helping you to develop strategies that win. What I've learned in my business is that my entrepreneurs and my leaders are successful. They're successful because they know what they're doing and they know what to do and how to do it. But most of them have opportunities for growth in the strategic area as well as the leadership area. Why is that? Because you have to work at leadership and strategy changes at each level. So when you're a small space, your strategy may be different and it may be executed by one or two people. But the more you grow, the more broad your strategy becomes and the more people you have involved. And now you have more moving pieces. So strategy becomes critical. So we have to deal with the value of learning and understand that we've got to be in a growth environment. And in that growth environment, we get insights on leadership, growth, and strategic development that are invaluable. So I want you to think about this. The opportunity to learn from other professionals can be worth every single penny that you spend to be in the room. See, you got to be in the right room. You have to be in a growing room. And in a growing room, there are people in the room who know the value of investing in themselves. See, not only could being in that room save you from making common mistakes, but it could also empower you and your team to perform better. When we perform better, we make more money. Again, this is how, if you spend as little as $100, it can save you $10,000 worth of mistakes just by being in the right room. Listen, you're listening to Speaking with One Voice with your host, the coach, Rodney Payne. We are talking about how a $100 decision can save you $10,000 worth of mistakes. And I want to invite you out to a room called Live2Lead Oklahoma City on October 9th. That's happening. You can go to rodneyrpayne.com/Live2Lead OKC and pick up your ticket for less than $100. And this $100 can save you $10,000 in mistakes. Let me finish this topic out because I want you to know, if you find the right room, the value we're bringing in this room, honestly, it's not $100 room. It's just $100 to get in, right? It's $79 to be specific to get in the room. But the room is worth well more than that. Think about having a one-to-one coaching session with John C. Maxwell. He's going to give you very specific implementable strategies that you can change your business today, and you're going to get your money back before that. Being in the room is also going to help you. I'm going to provide breakfast and lunch for you. I'm going to put other like professionals in the room with you, and we're going to grow together. So I want you to think about that. Let me get another thought here. What I'm really trying to get you to do today is understand the value of investing in yourself and your team. Too many times we go get the investment for us. We spend the money for us, but we don't do it for our team. So then we're tasked with bringing back the vision and bringing back the information and bringing back the energy in the room, when if they're in the room with you, the room does the work for you. Understand, personal development and team growth, these are ongoing processes. They will never end. So you have to make sure that you have a system. I have a calendar that I mark off annually with approximately 4 events that I know I'm going to attend, at least these 4 events, for the purpose of personal growth and leadership development. I'm going to do that because I know that I need to get the latest and the greatest information to reinforce what I already know and to expose me to what I don't know. So understand, in the room, there'll be lessons that are going to uplift your entire team, leading to increased morale and improved performance. That's how you grow this small investment into saving you big money and ultimately making you more money. This is what happens, my friends, when you get in the right room where you can invest in you and your team. Listen, don't just show up with a plan. Set some meetings before you go with goals of what you hope to take away, and then set a follow-up strategy for what you plan to do on the other side of the room. It's time out for going and having a cheerleader rah-rah session. It's time to move the needle in your brand. My friend, I believe in you and I want to challenge you. So I want you to just think about it. It might, this $100 ticket, is it possible that it might translate into collective growth that saves your team thousands of dollars in errors and lost productivity? Is it possible? Let me answer for you. Absolutely. Our leadership team, the strategy leaders that we have in the room, they are going to be able to help you on the spot make a difference by these very important leadership opportunities we're sharing with you. So I want you to make it your business to get in the room and know that it's worth it. Let's talk about this. On my way out here, I want to talk about the bottom line. What I'm talking about is the bottom line. This is an offer you simply can't refuse. You're going to gain by being in the room for less than $100, a wealth of knowledge and experience. See, when you think about it, leaders and entrepreneurs are already faced. They've already been in a situation, the ones that we're having in the room, they've already conquered the challenges that you're currently navigating. We're going to give you roadmaps. We're going to give you structures. We're going to give you plans, strategic opportunities to understand how to take your team to the next level by navigating this course through a design strategy. You'll be able to apply certain things that will change the trajectory of your business. I need you to understand that knowledge that will be in the room. Yes, this is going to be a virtual room as well as an in-person room, meaning that we're going to have speakers that are done virtually, and we'll have some who are live and in person. But every speaker is guaranteed to add value to you and your team, and they're going to share with you what is their secret to success. How do they overcome this? What are some of the best systems and standard procedures that are going to help you to navigate this type of challenge? How do you blow the lid off of your business and get to the next level? How do you overcome challenges? How do you get over the anxiety of having to remove somebody from a position or relocate in a position? All of these things are going to be shared with you, and you are going to grow, my friend, to help this situation, right? To help you get from where you are to where you want to be. Honestly, we could have charged so much more than $79 a ticket. I know I keep saying $100. It's less than $100. The ticket price is actually $79. I want to listen. I want you to look at this time that you spent today on Speaking with One Voice as your official invitation. I'm inviting you, my friend, to make that commitment to attend Live to Lead. Why? Because it's your opportunity to take your business to the next level. It's $79 per person. That's an investment. You can spend less than $1,000 on a team of 10. You can come out and change your business, and you can avoid over $10,000 in missteps by learning from people who have already been where you want to go. They are already building successful businesses from 6-figure to 7-figure, and in some cases, even 8-figure businesses. And you'll be in the room for the low ticket price of $79. I need you to make that decision today and invest in yourself. That's really what I'm telling you. I need you to do that. I want you to know the cost of inaction. If you do nothing, nothing will change. I promise you, you've got to get an investment mindset that you're worth it. Understand the value of learning. I don't care who you are. There's more for you to learn. We can all learn more, my friends. And that's what I want you focused on. So invest in yourself, invest in your team, and know, my friends, that yes, you can take your business, your leadership to the next level. And to be honest with you, the title of today's topic is how a $100 decision can save you $10,000 in mistakes. But that's really conservative. Your investment is $79 per person. The amount of mistakes you can avoid, as well as the growth opportunities and how you can redirect and rechart the course of your business, could end up being tens of thousands of dollars. You're the right leader. It is the right season for you. Now make the right decision. Let's invest in your team. Listen, you've been listening to Speaking with One Voice. I am your host, the coach, Rodney Payne. As always, I'm so excited that you decided to join us this week. Please do me a favor. Stop by our YouTube channel. We want you to subscribe there at Rodney R. Payne. Subscribe. Turn your that little bell, hit that little bell so your notifications will come to you. Not only that, on social media at Rodney R. Payne, what I want you to do is I want you to interact with our post. We're going to put information up every single day to help you to grow in your business, on your leadership journey. We're adding value to you at no cost. I just want you to begin to like those posts, interact with those posts, and share those posts as we look to grow and expand our One Voice leadership community. And that's what we need you for. So we thank you so much for giving us the opportunity to add value to you and to your team. And we want to see you in the room, $79 a ticket. That's Live2Lead Oklahoma City, October 9th, 2025, right here in the heart of Oklahoma City. It'll be at the Gathering Place at OKC Faith, a wonderful venue. And we're going to have breakfast, we're going to have lunch, and we're going to have a great time together. We just need you in the room. Get your tickets today. Listen, I'm out of time. Thanks again for being in the room. You've been listening to Speaking with One Voice with your host, the coach, Rodney Payne. Until next time, my friends, you know what I'm going to tell you. Let's keep growing together.
You've been listening to Speaking with One Voice. Please remember to follow Rodney Payne on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter at Rodney R. Payne. We'd love to hear from you and get your feedback, so please feel free to leave us comments. And if you would, rate and subscribe to the podcast, we'd appreciate that as well. Don't forget to set up for notifications so you can get the latest updates and social media posts and get new podcasts when they're released. As always, use the hashtag Speaking with One Voice or simply SWOV on any of your social media posts. On behalf of Rodney Payne, thanks again for listening to Speaking with One Voice.